All right, guys, Fiddler Crab here. Today we're going to replace the battery on this Expedition. It's a Timex, really basic, inexpensive watch. So the way we're doing this is if you have no quality tools, you just have a beater watch, something you wear that you need to change the battery on. There's much better tools for this job than what we're using today, but it works. So this uses a CR 2016 Energizer battery. At least that's what I'm putting in it. And it says on the back of the case here, CR 2016. So a great tool to use is the appropriate tool. I learned early on that if you use the wrong tool for the job, you can and will be injured. That's something my auto tech teacher told me, and it's always stuck with me. But we don't always have the ideal tool for the job. So we're going to use something that is good, still works, even if it's not ideal. So first, going to flip it over. We're going to find the little protrusion here that is meant to be pried against. This one is a little bit past the lug. The lug makes it a lot easier, and I'm using a Leatherman style CS or PS. This is either way. This is the TSA approved version. So I'm just going to find that, pry against it. I'm going to have my hand on it because once this comes out, it wants to jump out. There we go. It's that easy. And as you see, the battery wants to come out with it. I've already replaced this, so I'm going to reuse the same battery. This is the hardest part here. We are going to place the battery from the bottom of the case up. If we go the other way, it won't want to lay along with the case back. If this was a nicer watch, I'd say do it in a much more clean environment. Use gloves, maybe a little bit of air from a compressor to get any dust out of there. But this is just a beater watch I've had for a long time. Battery's been dead for some time and I just want to use it again. I'm not worried about a Timex being perfectly clean. So when you place that, you want to place it with the bottom of the case back in first. Try to get that locating pin as close to where it was out of the factory as you can. And again, this is the hardest part. So what you're going to want to do is apply pressure onto it. Try to keep it so that you're not gouging out any metal shavings that are going to go into the movement, and use something that is softer than the metal. So I'm using a shoe shine brush. This thing works really well as a wood block because it's what I have. Just like if you didn't have any nice watch tools or a press, like I don't have a press, you use what you got. So you want to be on something sturdy. This table's not the best, but it will work. We're going to start down here, start putting some pressure on it. We stand up here. And it takes a good amount of force, and that's a good thing because you actually want it to stay waterproof, water resistant, I should say. Let's get it started. Put some pressure on it from this corner, and you kind of want to pry it in that direction. There we go. There's one pop. Oh, wasn't quite it. So we're going to reset here. Make sure that our battery is sitting correctly so we don't bend those parts. Line up that protrusion again by the lug. Get it started. That's probably the most difficult watch that you can change the battery on, since it's not a screw off back. But the nice thing is you don't need special tools. It's not quite there. Okay, I heard 2 clicks that time and I could feel that it wasn't rotating around. So we're going to look at the bezel, or not the bezel, the case back, make sure that it's set evenly all the way around. And I think we're good to go. The time is already set. You can probably hear it ticking because these are loud since they're kind of cheap. And that's about it. So if you have any questions, tips, I'd love to hear it. Please leave it in the comments. and we'll find something else to fix soon. Talk to you later.